Hey there. Welcome to the Teams That Swear podcast. I'm Adrian Balarjan, author of Teams That Swear by Each Other, Not About Each Other. I believe the strength of any organization comes down to one thing: how well its people work together, and especially how their leadership team works as a group. Now, if you're looking for genuine strategies that actually work, you've come to the right place. This podcast is about cutting through the noise, getting to the heart of what makes teams tick, and giving you tools that you can use today. Let me ask you this. As a leader, you burnt out? Or are you just buried? Now, burnout, according to the research, has three core symptoms: exhaustion, cynicism, and a reduced sense of effectiveness. Now, burnout is real, and if you're in that space, please take it seriously. Talk to a professional. Talk to your boss. Talk to your partner. Find a way to get back on track. But what I'm seeing in conversation after conversation with senior leaders is something else. They haven't checked out. Completely on the other side. They're totally committed. They still care deeply. But they are overwhelmed. They're overbooked. And they're buried. They're buried in calendars full of back-to-backs. They're buried in emails that started with, can you just... They're buried in board papers, budget reviews, and a strategy day that they haven't even had time to think about. And here's the real challenge. They're doing too much of what no longer needs them. So today I want to talk to you about how to stop trying to spin all the plates and start spinning the ones that matter most. Now, in a recent coaching session, I asked a leader to walk me through their week. We looked at their calendar, their inbox, and everything coming up next. After we did that, the leader paused and said to me, I actually think they were saying it to themselves, I can't even see where I'm supposed to think. That line stayed with me because I've heard it in different iterations from just about every leader I'm working with right now. They're not burnt out in the clinical sense, but they are buried in the busyness. And that's not ideal. Now here's the shift. The best leaders aren't the ones doing more. They're actually the ones making space. Space to think, space to decide, space to lead. So if your brain feels cluttered and your week feels over before it starts, here are 3 practical things that you can do this week to spin the right plates. Tip number 1, block your first hour. Pick one morning. Even just pick one morning for the next week. Block it off for thinking and not reacting. No emails, so don't open it up. No meetings, no notifications. Turn everything off. Use it to focus on something that needs your brain and not just your time. The second thing that you can do is delegate just one thing and let it go. Choose a task that doesn't need your fingerprints and hand it over completely. Don't check in. Don't hover. Just let it land. Then notice what it frees up, not just in your calendar, but in your mind. Another tool that will help you delegate is called the Eisenhower Matrix. This can help you decide what are the things you have to do, what are the things that you can delay, what are the things that you can just forget about, and what are the things that you can delegate. But for this week coming up, choose just one thing. The third thing that you can do is share the why. Now, next time you make a decision, explain the reasoning behind it. The reality is people do not need more updates. They just need clarity. And clarity builds trust faster than any announcement ever could. So here's your challenge. And if this is you, take this challenge seriously. Look at your upcoming week. Look at everything on your to-do list that week. Which plates are you spinning because you have always spun those plates? And then get ruthless and decide which ones actually matter now. Because when you focus on what matters, not only do you feel it, but your team feels it. So does your board, so do your peers. And that's when people start swearing by you and not about you. That's what happens when leaders make space to lead. Try one of these 3 ideas this week. Let something go, block some space, or share your why.
All right, that brings us to the end of this episode. Thanks for joining me on Teams That Swear. If today's conversation sparked a thought, a question, or maybe even a new perspective, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And if you're ready to transform how your team works together, reach out. I'd love to help. Because teams that swear by each other and not about each other don't happen by chance. They happen with intentional, deliberate action, and the first step starts with you.